And welcome in, everybody. It is Super Sunday here with the High Low Sports Podcast, and we are talking betting. DJ joined as always by my co-host Kelsey. As Kelsey, you've been searching far and wide through the sports books, and you have found some absolute doozies that you have to bet for this Super Bowl game.
Yeah, look, everybody has fun with Super Bowl bets. We all know that. There's a lot of fun things to talk about. Coin flip, you talk about the anthem length. But I narrowed it down to 5 that I think are just really entertaining. From all the novelty props listed, honestly, I think I found like 200 over the course of the week. But I narrowed it down to 5. So we're going to go with some of my favorites. So we're going to start with over-under players to attempt to pass. Over plus 132, under minus 125. Think of it this way. Any forward pass that happens other than a quarterback or maybe a backup quarterback comes in, that would be more than the 2.5 it is. So you need to get more than 2.5, DJ. Which one are you going with?
Oh, we're taking the over 1,000%. What's one thing that Josh McDaniels has done at nauseum as the OC of the coordinator? Had Julian Edelman throw it to Tom Brady or somebody else. And it's been in Super Bowls. Granted, one of those did not work so well as it while Nick Foles scored on one end, Tom Brady dropped on the other end. But I fully anticipate us to see a receiver throw the ball at some point, or I could see Cooper Kupp throwing a pass. Like, we are hammering the over on this one. It doesn't even have to be a backup quarterback, receiver, running back. There will be some tomfoolery on like a 4th and 1.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm with you on this one. One of the coexisting bets with this is will Sam Darnold catch a pass? So that one is actually close to same odds, plus 250, minus 250. So
that's a wild parlay if you hit that. If you put those two together, that's a wild one to hit.
Exactly. But then next one up on the list is the jersey number of the first touchdown score. Now, this one's really unique because if you look at the numbers this year, Stephon Diggs, Kenneth Walker, Jackson Smith, and Jigba all fall under the minus or the 11.5 line, as well as Kayshon Boutte. And then outside of those 4, everybody else is above it. So Drake May, I guess, is underneath.
I was say, hold on now.
Oh, my bad. So there's 5 guys that you could legitimately see under the 11.5 number line. So basically 12 and above will be the over, 11 and below will be the under. So DJ, I'll be honest. I honestly wasn't for sure which one I would go with on this one. But I'm going to say it's going to be under just because you know my love for K9. So for you, what are you going here?
You know who would throw the ultimate wrench in this is Rashid Shaheed taking the opening kickoff for a touchdown, which I could just feel happening, or like a snap over the head and then a defensive lineman recovers it. But I think offensive touchdown, I would agree. I think it'll be under. I think you'll see a Drake May run it in. I think Stephon Diggs, Kayshon Boutte, Kenneth Walker. I could see something along those lines. But gosh, the 3 best players to score a touchdown are all in this. The problem is everybody else. That's where I hate this number so much. But we're going to take the under. We're going to say we're going to take the easy path, even though I can smell Rashid Shaheed's opening kickoff return touchdown or something ridiculous.
If it's a pick 6 as well, and it's Sam Darnold that throws the pick, it goes to Carlton Davis or Christian Gonzalez, it's also going to hit the under. So this is a very unique one where there's a lot of different opportunities to get that under 11.5 number for the first touchdown score. All right, now this one was really funny. I didn't actually know this was a thing until I was reading these. Will there be an octopus? And we're not talking about somebody throwing an octopus on the ice like you see in a Red Wings game or anything. It's a 2-point conversion and touchdown scored by the same player on the same drive. So last one was Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl a few years ago. He scored a touchdown, rushed for a touchdown, and then scored on the 2-point conversion on the same drive. That's an 8-point swing. That's what the name octopus comes from, 8. So, DJ.
I'm going to say no. It sounds like fun, and I really want to, but I'm going to say no with the way both defenses play. I think points will be at a premium. You won't see a go-for-2 situation unless it's to win the game, or you're up by 3 already, or you're up by 2. I don't know. I just don't see it happening.
I think there's too much player interchange for this game. I'm thinking the Patriots. Mike Vrabel seems like a guy that would go for 2 if it's a close game. And then I'm trying to think of who he would have scoring both touchdowns. And the only people I can think is Drake May on a pass, Stephon Diggs, or Hunter Henry. And I have a hard time thinking there's going to be the same guys. The running back switch out. It would be Ramondre or it'll be anybody else. And I just, I don't, Travion maybe, I don't know. But I don't see it either. I mean, the odds are so far against a yes. I'm gonna go no just because I think this one's too far out there. But I thought it was really cool, and I just wanted to shout it out. Next up, so Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift mentions over/under 1.5 for the Super Bowl, even though none of them are participating. I got to go over just because it's the NFL. DJ?
It's NBC with Chris Collinsworth. We're hammering that over. We might hit the over in the first quarter. Like, here's a guy who reminds me of Patrick Mahomes at a young age. And then Hunter Henry's like Travis Kelce. And you know what? We don't have Taylor Swift performing. And then it's already tripled at that point. Like, I can hear it now. We're crushing the over.
Yeah, there were a couple other ones like mentions for Tom Brady versus Drake May, mentions of the last Super Bowl between these two, mentions of seeing ghosts, and
The
those were all
over is
such a
on
low number that I was like, no, we're gonna go with one that these guys aren't participating, so this is interesting. And now my personal favorite for every novelty bet, every Super Bowl, the first Gatorade bath color. This is the very first Gatorade bath that you see on TV that is shown. Now, the odds-on favorite is yellow-green this year, given the team in the Seahawks being the favorite. That's why yellow and green. Orange is plus 300, blue is plus 310, purple plus 600, red and pink, which has been a favorite for the Patriots, is a plus 900, and water and clear, which has been a favorite in a few Super Bowls recently, plus 900 as well. DJ?
Give me plus 310 for blue. Both teams have a shade of blue. I think blue is the safe answer here because you got it on both sides.
Yeah, the only problem with blue that I struggle with is like which blue are they talking about? Because if it's like the ice blue flavor, all right, fair enough. But if it's the dark blue, I don't think anybody drinks that on the sideline, so maybe that's why it gets dumped. Nobody drinks grape on the sideline supposedly, uh, but at the same time, I really want somebody drinking purple. But I'm gonna go plus 300 for orange. I think it's gonna be neither team's colors. I think it's gonna be something different, and so I'm gonna go plus 300 with orange for this one for myself. But DJ, that's our novelty bets. Now let's actually talk some actual game time. How's that sound?
Let's get into some of the nitty gritty. If you're not too fans of the novelty, we'll get into the classic ones, the ones you've seen before. Sam Darnold, interceptions thrown, 1+ at minus 138. The way these defenses play, even if Sam doesn't make the wrong read, defenses just make plays. So we're going to take the we're going to take the minus 138. Sam, I think both quarterbacks will turn the ball over. So we're going to take the Sam Darnold one here because I think he's going to be more active in matriculating the ball. So you think he throws one, or do you think we have a clean game on either side?
Yeah, actually, in my parlay on FanDuel, I went ahead and put the Sam Darnold plus one interception, and also to happen first before he throws a touchdown pass. So it was a pretty good odds to get both of them at the same time. I was like, yeah, why not? If he's gonna throw one, it's gonna be early, and then he's gonna come back. Is how I see it.
Exactly. Next, we had Drake May, longest rush over under 14.5 yards. We're going to smack the over with that one because when he does get loose, he gets loose, as we saw against Denver. He doesn't run a lot, but when he does, he's very good at just running in a completely straight and utter line for like 35 damn yards. And whenever the defense completely bails out. So we're taking the over even against the Seattle defense. He'll find a long run.
Yeah, especially that man defense when Seattle pulls out the man. If he has a chance to break loose, in that secondary region, I mean, 15 yards is not much in the NFL nowadays for a quarterback. I think it's going to be close. I think he will end up in around that 14 to 17 range. But yeah, I think he's going to be over it personally.
His first carry is going to go for like 13 yards and piss off so many people. But I think he'll get like a 15-yarder a little bit later. Next up, Drake May, passing yards over under. I'm going to take under 221.5. I think if they're going to win, the best case is they don't have Drake completely throwing all over the field. I think the best case to win will be Sam turning it over short fields and them controlling the game in their way. My 221 is hard to get against Seattle unless you're Matt Stafford. So we're going to take the under, and he hasn't looked electric in the playoffs. Like they're good, they are winning and they're great, but I have to see it to believe it. And his season average was good, but it's not like he had one 300-yard game, so it's not like he's someone who lights it up through the air. They matriculate the ball effectively and efficiently, which isn't always piling up the yards. So we're going to take under 221.5.
Yeah, I would actually go on the other side of this one. I would go the over personally. While you're right, he hasn't had very many 300-yard games in his career. In this season alone, 15 out of the 17 games, he was over 221.
How many of them were against the Seahawks defense, though? I mean, like
that's absolutely fair. Trust me, I weighing that absolutely true. But he is a dink and dunker, and I think the Seahawks defense can get caught on short routes often enough. And then they'll get caught sneaking up. And then you have Kayshon Boutte over the top right now. But I will say he has not thrown over 221 since the Chargers 3 games ago. So, but I'm going to still go. It's why not?
Speed of Kayshon Boutte, longest reception over 18.5 yards. I'm taking the over on this one as well because all he has to do is slip by the press a little bit, catch a nice 20-yard fade, and that's easy. That's an easy hit. Kayshon Boutte's been arguably their most explosive receiver. I think what's weird is Seattle, while as great they are second in the league for giving up the most yards on deep passes. So when they can get caught deep. The problem is you have to survive that long and you have to get off that coverage, but you have to get away from that sticky coverage, or you have to have Puka Nacua and Matthew Stafford. So in this case, I'm going to say the over. I think he'll get a fade for like 20 or so yards. I think it'll be one of the bigger plays of the game. since I don't think it's going to be a lot of explosion, but Kayshon Boutte will take over 18.5.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. I think you don't really look at Stephon Diggs as that guy anymore. So the next guy up would be Pop Douglas or Kayshon Boutte, and I think this is those guys. And then I guess you throw Mac Hollins in there. But this feels like if the Patriots are going to win, it feels like this is one that the receivers are going to have to step up, and especially somebody like Boutte, who we know he can get loose and he can jump with the best of them. So it feels like he would be the guy that goes over. So yeah, I'm with you on this one. Over 18.5 yards for me as well.
Yeah. And last but not least, over under set at 45.5 points. We're taking the under on this one because weirdly enough, the Patriots defense has been awesome and their offense has been it's been all right. Where Seattle's defense has been electric for the most part, or at least it was against San Fran 2 of those 2 weeks in a row. And then Matthew Stafford and the Rams are just that good. They're going to make a lot of defenses have a rough time. They see each other a lot. 6-1.5 does it. We're going to take the under. This has 17-13, 20-14 kind of feel to it. I think both defenses are going to come to play. Both offenses are going to start slow. So we're going to take under 45.5 because you basically need 27-20 or 26-20 for the over to hit. And I think we're going to only see one team, the winning team, get over 20 if they both do.
Yeah, this one's tough. Both teams average 28 plus a game. It's 28.8, 28.4. So combine that, you are above the 45 mark, 46 mark. But it's a Super Bowl, and we all know what happens in the Super Bowl. Games are 20-13, 14-7, 20-10, 20-13. I don't foresee this being the game that's going to break the records, but if there is one that would happen recently, I would expect this one. So I'm going to go opposite DJ. I will go on the over 46 points here, just because I trust in Sam and California Sam, and I think Drake May, and in his I guess genetically induced father in his hometown of San Francisco, Tom Brady. If nobody knows the joke, but yeah. So I'm gonna say between the two of them, it's gonna go over 46.
I will say the Seahawks did get over that in both their playoff games. However, in one of those, they scored 41 of those points. I don't know if they're going to pull 41 out on the Patriots, and the other one involved Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, and Devontae Adams, and Sam Darnold playing like California Sam at the entire way, that pillar to post. But these are what I have for some of the main game props. You saw Kelsey's novelty props. Let us know down below what props you're betting for this Super Bowl weekend or the Super Bowl day. And remember, bet smarter, not harder. Only bet what you can afford to lose. Enjoy the game. Make it a little bit more fun. Add these things, add a little bit of spice to it, but don't overdo it. Bet like you're going to lose every single bet. That way you're not completely heartbroken at the end of it. And when you win, it's that much better. But enjoy the big game. Let us know down below what your bets you're making and who you have to win. And we'll see you all again next time.
Yeah. And by the way, one more time, if you guys do have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER to get help in your state anytime.